What are some of the successes that you've seen? Like, what are some of the best stories that you've seen from people that you have interviewed on your show?
I think the common themes of, and I can rattle off a couple of folks who've kind of recognized or who've embodied this, but one of the biggest themes that I've seen for the show is this idea of self-actualization, right? You talked earlier about marrying the passion and purpose. And at some point that there was that tension between 9 to 5 and side hustle. And that both routes, what I love that you said is that both options were good options, right? It's just that you decided to go with the budget captain route for the reasons that you mentioned. And so what I have really enjoyed, there are stories, I think of, a guy, Keith, who had mentioned some things around this. I talked to a guy from Peloton, Chase, he's actually on season 3, that at some point, people, like the pandemic gave folks a lot of time to sit back and think about, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And do I want to do more of it? And when you're not in that hustle and bustle and people actually sat with themselves and with their thoughts, you start hearing this beautiful symphony of folks saying, well, you know what? Yeah, it may have been good here, but I really want to do this because of this reason. And I love kind of really getting that out on the show, because one of the constant themes of feedback that I get is that people can often see themselves in my guests, right? And so the theme, it's no coincidence, right? I mean, when I came up with the theme, I didn't know where some of the conversations were going to go. But when I talk about real stories from real people, I can actually say these are real folk, Dave Wan is a guy that you would meet anywhere here or otherwhere. Like, he is you, right? There are other folks, we're going through the same things. And I love that, right? And I've had executives, frontline workers, middle management, all of the things and all of the folks on the show from a representation standpoint. And I love that. And so really some of the best stories have been those stories of you hear someone's evolution that may have been brewing before the pandemic, but that the pandemic really kind of opened that up for them. And that's been beautiful to kind of be a part of, to be honest.